Sunday afternoon. Andrew wakes up in his cozy bed. The bright sun is shining outside the window, and the aroma of fresh pastries is spreading throughout the house. Peace, joy, and serenity fill the air around. That is why he always loves Sunday. The man puts on his favorite slippers and goes straight to the kitchen. And there she is, his dear wife in a beautiful apron, smiling and reaching out to kiss him. What a blessing to be in a place where you are always welcome. Suddenly, his wife throws everything on the floor and runs out of the house. What's happening? Andrew remains motionless. All he can do now is to shout, "Don't go, Natasha, no!" The alarm clock rings. Abruptly, the man sits down on the edge of the bed and looks longingly at the calendar. Unfortunately, it was just a dream. It's sad, but he needs to start a new day without her. There's a knock on the door. "Dad, are you awake?" the native voice said fervently. "Yes, Sasha, I'm almost awake. I'll be there soon," the father answers less joyfully. "Fine, I made you breakfast. I'm waiting." "Thank you, daughter." Andrew leaves his room, puts on his usual smile, and comes into the kitchen. His already grown-up daughter, Alexandra, is waiting for him there. When did she become so pretty? Andrew sadly notes that the girl is very similar to her mother, just as sweet and caring. Sasha keeps talking about her plans for the day. Andrew hears only fragments of phrases. It's something about the university and her friends. "Dad, are you not listening to me?" the girl asked in an offended tone. "Sorry, Sasha, I was thinking of something," the father answered, embarrassed. "Listen, that's not good. Look at you, Dad. Who have you become?" "Is it all bad?" "From a positive and active man, you have turned into an old, sad, and tired pensioner. And your eyes, there's just so much pain and melancholy in them. It's scary to look at you, you know?" the daughter said emotionally. "You know the reason for my condition. Yeah, I'm a weakling." Andrew lost his temper for a moment. Then he calmly continued. "I understand everything, my dear. It'll be better soon. I promise. Just give me time, okay?" "It's not easy for me either, Dad. But I try to hold on and move forward. If anything, you can always share your feelings with me. I will listen to you and help you." "Thank you, Sasha. I appreciate it." Andrew turned to his daughter with open arms. A tight hug made the father's soul a little warmer. After taking a shower, having breakfast, and putting on a stylish suit, Andrew left for work. Mental anguish is, of course, an important thing, but you always need to earn money. On the way to the office, the man kept peering at passers-by, hoping to see his dear and beloved face. But no, everything was so alien and distant. What a strange thing he came up to. Among millions of people, he needed only one. Andrew sadly looked out the window and remembered the time they were in love. He saw the cafe where he and his wife liked to eat delicious food and chat about anything. Nearby was a park where they often drank the best coffee while enjoying the views around them. To be happy, you needed so little. Andrew increased his speed, wanting to get to work faster, as if running away from memories and pain. At the age of 48, the man held a prestigious position. Through his honest work and perseverance, he achieved the title of a general director of a large company. That was his favorite business, which always pulled him out of any difficulties, distracting him and giving him hope that everything would be okay. Andrew entered his office and took his workplace. He mechanically opened the cabinet and took out an old photograph. He wanted to frame it for so long, but never had enough time. It's not hard to guess Andrew's family was in the photo. They all looked so happy. Andrew looked carefully at his wife, Natasha, and almost shed a tear. "My dear, how could I do that? What a fool I was." Andrew put the photo away in the cabinet and concentrated on the work. In the end, his daughter was right. He was not even 50, but behaved like a pensioner. He had only work, home, and constant despair. Enough. It was time to get a grip. Smiling at this thought, Andrew decided to accept the offer of his friend, Victor, and go to the bar after work, to relax a little. Andrew wrote a message to his daughter asking her not to lose him today, and got to work. And, as if on purpose, there was a lot of work at the moment. Without noticing how the working day had passed, Andrew looked at his watch and hurried out of the office. It was already 8 p.m. He did a good job. It was time to relax. Andrew called his friend. "Victor, hi. I know that we agreed earlier, but I just got free. I'm coming. Are you there yet?" "Yeah, Andrew. Hi there. Come on, I'm waiting for you." Andrew quickly arrived at the bar that had recently opened in the city. Before entering, the man stopped, wondering if he wasn't too old for such establishments. Maybe all those people there are the same age as Sasha. On the other hand, Victor is there and he is far from being a kid. Smiling and driving away all doubts, Andrew hurried to enter the bar. Dim lights, loud music and a crowd of people. All were cheerful young guys. Why did he end up there? Andrew was going to leave when his childhood friend, Victor, stopped him. "Where are you going, buddy? The fun is just beginning. Look how many beauties are here." "Yeah, but they're good enough to be my daughter, don't you think so?" "Oh, don't pretend to be a saint. Now you're free. You can have fun and break bad." These words made Andrew feel uncomfortable, but he didn't show it. During the evening, the friends were drinking alcohol, having heart-to-heart conversations, and even dancing. That was the first time in a while that Andrew felt a little better, but not for long. With any contact with girls who wanted to know him, the man experienced unpleasant feelings. Victor saw that and invited two charming ladies to their table. He pushed Andrew to his side and whispered, "You need to relax." The girls were incredible. Slim, young, smiling, and easy to get on with. And every man's dream. At the end of the evening, one of them, Elizabeth, decided to get to know Andrew better, suggested running away from the bar and going to the hotel. Surprisingly, the man liked this idea and quickly left the bar, accompanied by the stunning girl. Elizabeth moved to swift action right from the threshold. But suddenly, Andrew gently pushed the girl away. "Sorry, not so fast." "Isn't that what you wanted? Is there something wrong with me?" Liza said sadly. "No, you're gorgeous. I'm just not sure we need that right now." "I think we do, honey," the girl said coquettishly. "But still, let's talk." "That was unexpected." The girl laughed and then continued. "Okay then, what are we going to talk about?" "About us. Is there something in your life that you would regret much? Some internal pain or something?" "No, my sweet Andrew, I don't regret anything. I'm only 25. I'm young and beautiful. Everything else is just experience. What about you?" I do. I do very much." "Will you share?" Noticing that was important to Andrew, the girl decided to listen to him. Touched by unexpected attention, Andrew began the story. A cheerful and stubborn young man, Andrew never pursued higher values. He sought to live his life brightly and freely. Beautiful girls always surrounded the guy, but he didn't want to build something serious with them. However, at 23, Andrew fell in love that seemed to last forever. Natasha was his neighbor, who recently moved into their house with her mother. Andrew was charmed by the girl's genuine sincerity and thirst for life. Natasha was also a sweet person with a bright appearance, but never took advantage of it. She wanted to achieve everything in life in no other way but thanks to her mind and kind heart. Andrew liked that and was determined to win the girl's favor. Not immediately, but Natasha reciprocated. That year, they had a beautiful wedding and started their life together. Everything was wonderful. Natasha was an excellent wife. The house was always clean and comfortable, full of delicious food, love, and warmth. Although it took a long time to give birth to a child, the couple never gave up. They believed in their fortune and waited for their happy hour. After 5 years of family life, their daughter Alexandra was born. This event brought the spouses even closer to each other. They raised their daughter together, worked hard, and strived to overcome the hardships of life with dignity. After about 15 years, it all began to change. At that time, Andrew focused on his work. He wanted to get a prestigious position, and Natasha often felt unwell. The woman needed help and support from her beloved, but she could not get it. Natalia was diagnosed with diabetes. But she did not fall in despair. She only gained patience and strength to fight this disease. Andrew received the desired position and his dream came true. That caused a lot of attention from young girls. At first, the man was scared by it, but then he even liked it. The interest from young beauties is always pleasant. Because of her disease, Natasha gained weight, which upset her husband. And she didn't do anything to improve her condition. She turned into some boring and plain-looking woman. That was when Andrew made a fatal mistake. He began dating Tatiana, his young colleague. The girl knew about Andrew's marital status, but it didn't bother her. The affair lasted 6 months. Of course, it was not easy for Andrew to play a double game. He felt guilty and decided to end this relationship. Yeah, that was nice. But the man was not going to leave his family. The girl took this news negatively. She quit the company and promised to take revenge. Andrew thought it was a cruel joke, but Tanya kept her promise. She called Natalia and told her everything. Andrew will never forget the day when he returned home and found his wife in tears. His wife's dull eyes filled with pain and suffering, the outright hostility on his daughter's face. That was unbearable. The man was preparing to justify himself, beg for forgiveness, and promise this would never happen again. But his wife beat him to it. "I know everything, yes. Of course, I didn't expect that from you. We need to part ways, Andrew. I'll pack my bags today and move into my mother's apartment. Being around after such a betrayal is beyond my strength. Let Sasha decide for herself who she will live with. We'll divorce a little later, when I get better." Without waiting for her husband's answer, Natasha started packing her bags. Andrew did not believe that was for real. That evening, he even cried bitterly for the first time. How could he foolishly lose his family? Sasha decided to stay with her father, although she did not hide her disappointment in him. The girl considered it necessary to let her mother experience this tragedy on her own, but of course she supported and came to visit her. It took Andrew a long time for his daughter to forgive him. The man also tried to win his wife back with expensive gifts, flowers, and big words. But Natasha was unapproachable. They divorced. After a couple of months, Andrew learned from his daughter that Natalia had an admirer who appreciated and idolized her. How painful it was to hear that! Did his wife forget him so fast? Andrew decided not to make hasty conclusions. Perhaps Natasha was trying to assert herself and teach him a lesson. Maybe she would change her mind and come back a little later. He was waiting for her so much. Andrew realized that all these fleeting affairs were worth nothing. True beauty is on the inside, which is more important than the outward appearance. Only when he lost his wife did he realize how good she was. But it was too late. Natasha began dating a worthy man who supported her in everything. With him, she blossomed. "Yeah, it's a sad story," Lisa said. "And most importantly, it's about life. That's the cross I bear. I foolishly lost such a woman. Now I'm suffering, looking for someone like her, but there aren't any. Forgive me, Lisa, but you better leave." The girl nodded understandingly and hurried away. Andrew continued to sit on the bed and think about the time they were in love. That was all he had from that happy family life.